during that time, you can correct me if I'm wrong. South Dallas had a lot of blue.
It was no such thing as red at that time.
Yes.
It was all blue. It was, as far back as I can remember, kids were already claiming the Crip gang.
Yeah, from Trey 57.
Trey 57, 187, 4 Deuce. It was all these neighborhoods. And mind you, my neighborhood, East Dallas, we didn't have no affiliation.
Yes.
We didn't have no affiliation. We were just a neighborhood in Dallas of a bunch of rough, rugged, you don't go over that type of neighborhood, but we didn't have no gang affiliation.
Yeah.
And so what would happen was all these dudes that we would meet up at the school with, they were gang affiliated, and we would fight them.
Yes.
So we would fight them, always fight them. But they was already Crips.
They was already organized too, because they was Crips.
Yeah. As far back as I can remember in Dallas, you had Dixon, Trey 57, you had 4 Deuce, you had 187.
Yep.
As far as you can remember.
Oh yeah. I remember when
it was no such thing as red.
I remember. I'm older than you.
Yes.
I remember when it started.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know the individual who helped spearhead that.
Yeah.
So, I read in your bio, we both read. That's kind of how, what tipped you into that direction.
Right.
A little bullying.
Right.
From the other color.
Right.
You had enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? So I got to do something.
Right.
What made you say, did you do any research? What made you say, okay, I'm about to start a blood gang?
No, it was just a lot of the dudes we fought, they wore blue. From elementary all the way up into junior high. Junior high went to John B. Hood. They busted to Pleasant Grove.
Yes.
Boys in the hood is always hard. Yeah. So I'm talking that trash. Yeah.
Pull your car.
Yeah. So look, at Hood, so now you introducing Pleasant Grove, and they were Crips. You know, Georgetown, y'all remember the apartments, Georgetown and all that?
Yeah.
So look, at school, it was a young man that was a part of the Crip gang.
Yeah.
Who me and him, the rumors were that we were going to fight, which we were.
Yeah.
Right? So we get to school that day.
What grade you in?
I'm in the 7th.
Okay.
Middle school, John B.
7th grade. It's 40, 50 Crips. It's probably about 10 of us. But the 10 that we with, we gonna take on 100.
Yeah.
You feel me? And when I get to school, about 10 of us and the young lady, my homegirl. Shout out to V. And I called the dude out. Because I was ready. They had the whole crowd. Apparently he didn't want to fight. And I'm not saying this to glamour, I'm just giving you the story.
Yeah.
He didn't want to fight. And so all I heard was shoot him.
Oh.
And so my homegirl, right, who down by law, jumped in front of me and said, "You got to shoot me." Bow! Gunshot go off. Couple gunshots go off. They shoot us. They shot in the stomach. We was in 7th grade. And that right there triggered something.
Yeah.
That triggered something in me. But at that point, we didn't say we're gonna create a gang or nothing like that.
Yeah.
We were just into revenge of those dudes who did it, that. But it wasn't till about 1993. I had just got home from state school because I went and spent a year in state school.
For what?
Drugs.
Crack?
Because by this time I got away from school because survival was the name of the game. It wasn't, good kids get bullied. This is what's going on in the neighborhood. You gotta be tough, gotta be rough. And so I got away from school. My grades started slipping. I remember when it happened. So 1993, I'm standing out, me and some friends. Some dudes walked through our neighborhood. They did a walk by. And they had like 3 AKs, right?
Yeah.
And they went to gunning at us. They was probably about 50 yards away. And they was shooting, and we hit the ground, man. They were knocking bricks off the wall, right?
Yeah.
And it was 2 little kids who was in the car that we fell behind. They was knocking. They would switch cheese in the car, and the kids were crying. I remember saying, "Get down." And luckily, but I ain't gonna say luckily, but one of the little kids, he a grown man today. The AK blew his whole finger off, like his whole hand, his finger.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, right, me and a couple of my cousins said, and prior to that, the movie Colors was circulating. You remember Colors?
Come on now.
And I remember when we was watching Colors, right, for us,
Yep.
We said the enemy, the opposite to the dudes that wear blue, the Crips, is the Bloods. We watched the movie Colors, right?
Yeah.
That played a big part. But after that incident, man, we went to Jack the Ripper on 2nd. You got to be old to know Jack the Ripper.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Jack the Ripper, and we went to all of the bazaars, and we bought all the red rags and red shirts and red that you can think of.
Yeah.
And we rolled neighborhood to neighborhood and said, we the Bloods. 415 Bloods. I'll never forget that.
How old were you at that age?
Had to be about 14, 15, somewhere up in there.
Was you already driving?
Yeah,
Already in the car driving?
yeah.
So you went to these different neighborhoods to announce that y'all Bloods.
Yeah.
Was that a
What were
recruitment?
y'all recruiting? What were you
Nah,
just
we were
making
just
announcements?
yeah,
Just
we
letting
were-
it be known?
We were letting it known that it's finna be some trouble in the city. It's finna be some smoke in the
Some
city.
furniture moving.
We said it's finna be some furniture moving, and we finna be tough in the city. And I'm gonna tell you, from 1993 to about 1995, when the feds raided us, it was probably the most deadliest year in Dallas for gang activity.
From 93.
To 95, the feds hit us in 95.
So let me explain to people who are a little bit younger than us and are in the gang lifestyle, and they want to try to research how this started. Because you mentioned some things that I've always said, and I'm in agreement with you. The movie Colors and NWA probably affected a lot of cities when it came to gang banging.
No doubt about it.
I can remember when the movie Colors came out. You remember when they used to have that movie theater over off Westmoreland? It was called UA8.
Yes, indeed.
It's a church now.
Yes, indeed. I do exactly.
They were shooting, killing. And this was in the middle of, on the borderline of Dunkerville, still Oak Cliff, though. But yeah, that was the start of it all.
Yeah, that's what it was going down.
Or if it didn't start it, it educated a lot of folks, just like you said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If the Blues are doing this, I got to be. Even the Hispanic game started.
Man, I'm going to tell you, man, we would, during that time, because we said we were going to be the roughest, toughest, most deadliest gang ever when we started, right? And when I tell you, man, boy, it's the grace of God that I'm sitting here with you. You hear me?
Yes.
Oh, it's the grace of God.
It's your girl Jazzy K with Super Tight TV. We want to thank everyone that's been watching. Hey, if you do us a favor and hit that subscribe button, also press the notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video.
Know I'ma get some game tuned in with Super Tight. Yeah, I get the low love from Big Bobo. From the front seat, not no photos.